We are following breaking news at the Seminole Classic Casino in Hollywood.
Injuries have been reported after a tank exploded behind the wall. Local 10's Andrew Perez joins us live from the scene.
He has the breaking details. Andrew.
That's right. There are several different rescue units, fire trucks on scene. They're waiting on the fire marshal right now, who's going to be investigating. All of this unfolding, though, here behind me. This is the Seminole Classic Casino. It's the building right next to that famous guitar hotel. I want to get you right up to Sky 10, though, for a better look at this scene. We're just off 441 in Hollywood. The Casino Classic, it was open. There were about 100 people inside, including employees, when officials tell us there was some sort of explosion behind one of the casino walls. Some work was being done to the fire suppression system, and a tank actually exploded, sending a bunch of debris and fiberglass everywhere. As we send you to our next piece of video, though, we know that 6 people total were transported here, mostly minor injuries. 20 people refused transport, but were treated on the scene for things like eye irritation, scrapes, things like that. We also have a photo from inside the casino that shows the damage that was left behind after all of the smoke and the debris was cleared. The fire suppression system, it uses a tank on the other side of that wall, and when crews finished the maintenance work, they turned the system back on, and that's when some of the people inside say they heard this really loud boom.
It was an extremely loud explosion. Bam, like when a transformer bursts, it was a very loud sound. You see all those fibers flying from the drywall, from the wall, and continue hear, sounds like gas sound and people just running up and down, everybody running.
It's actually a fire suppression equipment that was being serviced and had been reconnected with a gas canister. It's actually fire suppression equipment that uses gas to put out a fire. And when the system was reconnected, one of those tanks actually blew.
So the investigation into all of this is just getting started. How things went so horribly wrong here. Obviously, everybody's been evacuated from the casino. We'll, of course, let you know as soon as any new details come through, including the conditions of those 6 people who were transported. That's the latest out here in Hollywood. I'm Andrew Perez, Local 10 News.
Andrew, before we let you go, when we saw Sky 10 over the scene there in Hollywood a couple of hours ago, that staging area where first responders were treating people with injuries seemed very active at the time. And of course, you mentioned the number of injuries that they were having to deal with. What's that staging area look like right now? Is it still pretty active, or have things kind of moved along?
No, everybody's been kind of cleared away from the area by now. The people who need to be transported were already transported, but a lot of the people that they were treating in that area that you're talking about, it was for things like fiberglass that was floating around, insulation from the walls as well, just different debris and material that was floating around in the air, scrapes, bruises. People were running, they were panicked, they just heard this loud explosion, so they were treated for minor injuries.
All right, Andrew, thank you so much. We'll check back in later on.